Hi, everybody. Jack O'Malley. Man, what a day. I'll just leave it at that. It's been an interesting day. Couple of things. Going to be a short update tonight because I'm running and moving and spinning plates, so bear with me. Today, Attorney General Dana Nessel said that she will not open an investigation into Governor Gretchen Whitmer's handling of COVID-19 nursing homes in response to a request for an investigation from several Republican senators. She said they provided no evidence, and she isn't going to open up any investigation. No surprise there. I didn't expect our Attorney General to even take a look into it. But on the other hand, this is from last week, just so you know, a lawsuit has been filed in the Court of Claims alleging the State Department's Health and Human Services refused to release data on COVID-19 deaths at nursing homes. The Mackinac Center Legal Foundation and Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Charles LaDuff, who used the FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, requested DHHS in January for data from December to February, including the date of death and when the state recorded the death, was denied. So interesting developments there as we work our way through things. The whole nursing home thing, I know people are going to comment, it's atrocious, and it is. But Attorney General Nessel, remember I've said a lot of things would be different if our Attorney General wasn't in the same camp as our governor. So consider that next time you vote. So we'll see, but we'll see how that lawsuit progresses too. And I'm sorry if I'm rushing, but I am trying to get a lot of things done here today. This is from last week as well. Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but it's worth repeating. Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson exceeded her powers last fall when she told local clerks to presume the signatures on absentee voter AV ballots were valid before they are matched with a voter's signature on file. A Court of Claims judge ruled. This was last week. Benson's interpretation amounted to a rule that didn't go through the rulemaking process before she sent it out on October 6th to local clerks. The law reads that signatures on absentee ballots, applications, and return envelopes are compared to the signatures on the qualified voter file for those that appear on the master registration card to see if the two signatures match and agree sufficiently. When she told the clerks don't worry about that little detail, she exceeded her powers. So that is good news, and that is a big part of the situation that we're dealing with. Again, when we talk about clamping down and following up to make sure that all our voter rules are being followed, and where they need to be adjusted or new laws created, we'll be there. And again, our elections committee, Elections and Ethics Committee with Chair Ann Boleyn is working on that. So good news there. And one other thing that I wanted to touch base with you just briefly tonight on is the governor came out with her thoughts and plan for Line 5's removal. Now, there's a UP task force, energy task force, that's looking at this, and their report is supposed to come out here by the end of the month. I assume it will. But some of the things the governor said she's worried about and will make sure doesn't happen is price gouging. When we shut down Line 5 and the supply of propane gets cut off, we'll make sure that there's no price gouging. Well, here's a question, and I think it's a legitimate question. When that happens and the supply gets shut down and prices have to go up, because it's happened before when there's been a mechanical failure and things like that at some of the refineries, prices go up, right? Supplies go down. So is having to raise the price because it costs more to truck and haul and all, is that gouging? I don't know, but that's what you're going to cause if you shut down Line 5 and pinch off the supply of propane to the state of Michigan, including the Upper Peninsula. She said we can switch to more electricity, and electricity costs already in the Upper Peninsula are through the roof as well. That's another reason why the tunnel would probably be a good thing, because there's been talk of also running an electric transmission line through there, which would save money for the Upper Peninsula. Now, I know the Greeniacs are saying, wait a minute, we can have solar and wind. Okay, I know that's where we're headed as a world. I'm not against it. So one of the things I think that we have to do with energy is, I'm not opposed to, I don't have my head in the sand. I know that solar and wind and these other things are coming along. But in the transition period, which could be decades here, ladies and gentlemen, we still need these forms of energy, right? So we switch to more electricity. Well, in the Upper Peninsula, it's heavily forested. Are you going to slice down all of these trees to put up these windmill farms? Have you noticed how much room a windmill farm takes? There's reasons for that, engineering-wise and safety-wise. So, all right, let's start cutting down the trees. Same thing with solar arrays. They take up a lot of space, lots of trees. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying let's use our head here. We can have the tunnel operational in 3 years, the pipeline in there within 4. But the governor wants to do away with it. And Canada isn't real thrilled with us. And neither are the other states like Ohio. Their industry relies on oil coming out of that pipeline. So the governor says, well, we can have grants and things for weatherization. You bet. Let's put new weather stripping around our windows because we don't have propane. We need to keep the cold out. So more on this, especially when the UP Energy Task Force gives its thoughts on things. We'll see what they come up with. But I think that the whole thing is hogwash and hooey. We can do this smartly. Well, there's so many things that we could be doing smarter and more logically than what our current administration is doing. So I know that's kind of a short update tonight. There's going to be some things happening this week. I'm sure Wednesday will be a little more. And I just got into Lansing, and I've got a couple of things I've got to do here tonight yet before session tomorrow and committees and things like that. So there you go. All right. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you sprung forward. Oh, by the way, I know there's lots of talk on the time change thing. I get it. So as I understand it, it's federal. We would have to get a couple of things would have to happen to standardize our time. The federal government would have to agree to it, or we would really have to get the regional Great Lakes states to agree to. And as the law is written right now, we have two choices, right? You have standard time, Eastern Standard Time, or you have daylight savings time. We can opt out of daylight savings if we want to as a state. And that would automatically, our only choice right now would be to say, yes, we want to be Eastern Standard Time all the time. That does create issues with the states around us. So I understand Mark Rubio and some other senators have, again, some bills in front of Congress to say, hey, let's just standardize this once and for all. So we'll see how it goes. But otherwise, I'll be short tonight so I can get a nap in so I'm ready to go tomorrow, right? Because I'm sleep deprived. All right, with that, I will say happy Monday evening. And the goofiness that is politics continues. Lots to talk about this week. We'll talk again on Wednesday. Good night.